Imagine a tribe so small, only with a few hundred families. No great cities, no huge army, no mountains of gold. Nothing that made them look special. Yet, within just a few generations, that same tribe would build one of the greatest empires in history. An empire that ruled parts of Europe, Asia, and Africa for more than 600 years. How was that even possible? How did a small frontier tribe become a superpower, feared by king and emperors? The answer begins with one man. His name was Osman. But before he became the founder of Ottoman Empire, he was simply the son of a frontier chief living in one of the most dangerous places on earth. This is the story of how the Ottoman Empire was born. To understand the Osman, we first have to understand the world he was born into. The year was around 1258. The Islamic world was facing one of the darkest periods in its history. From east came a terrifying force, the Mongols. They were unlike any enemy people had ever seen. City after city fell before them. Powerful king that had stood for centuries disappeared in only a few months. The great city of Baghdad, once the heart of Islamic world, was destroyed. Its famous libraries were burned. Its streets were filled with death. News of Mongol invasion spread fear across the Asia. Thousands of families left their homes. Among them were many Turkish tribes. They traveled west searching for safety. Most of them entered Anatolia, the land we know today as Turkey. But Anatolia was not peaceful either. To the west stood the Byzantine Empire. Although it was much weaker than before, but it still controlled many important cities and castles. Along the frontier, small battles happened almost every day. One week, Turkish warriors attacked a Byzantine fort. The next week, Byzantine soldier attacked a Turkish village. Life on the border was extremely dangerous. People had to be ready to fight at any moment. This was the world into which Usman was born. The world of uncertainty, a world where only the strongest survived. But no one, not even the greatest kings of that time, could imagine that this dangerous frontier would soon become the birthplace of a mighty empire. And at the center of the story was one family. Usman was born around the year 1258. His father was Erdal Bey, the respected leader of the Gai tribe. The tribe was no large. It moved from place to place with its animal, living a simple life. But surviving on the frontier demanded much more than raising sheep or horses. Every man had to know how to ride. Every young boy had to learn how to use a bow. Every warrior had to be ready to defend the tribe at the moment's notice. As a child, Osman grew watching experienced warriors return from battles. He listened to stories around campfires, stories of courage, stories of sacrifice, stories of faith. These stories shaped the young boy's dreams. His father, Arthur, was respected not because he ruled a great kingdom, because he was known as fair and a brave leader. He protected his people, He rewarded royalty and he punished betrayal. Under his leadership, the Khoi tribe slowly became stronger. Many families chose to join them because life under the other rule was safer than living alone. Usman carefully watched everything his father did. He learned that a leader needed more than just a sword. He needed wisdom, patience, and most importantly, justice, and the ability to unite people. As Usman grew older, he became known for his confidence and determination. But he was still only the son of tribal chief. No one believed that he would one day change the course of history. The Byzantine governors paid a little attention to the young frontier prince. To them, he was just another tribal leader's son. But history often begins quietly. The greatest empires are not always born in magnificent places. Sometimes they begin inside a small tent or on the edge of a battlefield. And very soon, Osman would face the first challenges that would test his courage, his leadership, and his destiny. The story begins next. For years, Usman had watched experienced warrior lead the camp on horseback and return with the stories of victory. Now it was finally his turn. The frontier was never peaceful. Almost every month there was another raid. A Turkish village would be attacked, a Byzantine patrol would come across the border, or a small fortress would become the center of a new conflict. For young warriors like Spawn, these battles were more than fights. They were a test of courage. Usman quickly proved that he was different. He was fearless on horseback. He could ride for hours across the rough land without slowing down. He was also an excellent orator, a skill every frontier warrior needed. But fighting alone never wins a war. Osman carefully watched experienced commanders. He learned when to attack, when to wait, and when to surprise the enemy. Instead of charging straight into the battle, he often preferred quick raids. His warrior would strike suddenly, capture supplies or livestock, and disappear before a large army could arrive. These small victories earned him something more valuable than treasure. They earned him respect. Soon, young warriors from other Turkish tribes began joining the Osman's banner. Some came for adventure, some came for wealth, others believed Usman was a leader with great future. Little by little, his small group became larger. The Byzantine governors noticed these raids, but they made one dangerous mistake. They believed Usman was just another frontier chief, a local problem, someone they could deal with later. History has shown that underestimating a determined enemy can be a costly mistake, and the Byzantines were about to learn the lesson. But before Usman could become a great ruler, something happened that changed his life forever. Not on a battlefield, not inside a castle, but in the middle of a quiet night. One evening, Usman visited the home of a respected scholar named Sheikh Adabali. Adabali was known across the frontier for his wisdom. Many tribal leaders came to seek his advice. Usman respected him deeply. According to the Ottoman tradition, Usman stayed the night in Adabali's house. As he looked around the room, he noticed a copy of Holy Quran hanging on the wall. Out of respect, He didn't lie down to sleep. Instead, he remained awake for hours. Finally, exhaustion overcame him and he fell asleep while sitting. That night, Usman had a dream that would become one of the most famous stories in Ottoman history. He saw a bright moon rise from the Sheikh Adabali's chest. Slowly, the moon moved towards Usman and entered his own chest. Then something incredible happened. From Usman's body, a tiny tree began to grow. It grew larger and larger until it became a giant tree. Its branches spread across the mountains, rivers, city, and the entire continent. People from many different lands gathered beneath its shade. The dream ended. The next morning, Usman eagerly told Sheikh Adabali everything he had seen. The old scholar listened carefully, then he smiled. According to Ottoman tradition, Adabali said, God has chosen you for greatness. Your descendant will build a powerful state that will rule many nations. He also promised Usman the hand of his daughter Mohun, or in some later tradition Bala Khatun, in marriage. Though historical sources vary on the details. So, was this dream a miracle or a legend created later? Or a story simply that inspired generation of Ottomans? Historians still debate it today, but one thing is certain: whether the dream happened exactly as described or not, it became the symbol of an empire that would one day change the world. Yet dreams alone never built kingdoms. Osman still had to prove himself with his sword, his leadership, his decisions, and his greatest challenges were only beginning. Usman was no longer just the son of Ertugrul. His name was beginning to spread across the frontier. More warriors were joining him, more villages trusted him, and more enemies started to fear him. But there was one fortress that stood in his way, a fortress that blocked his expansion, a fortress protected by the mighty Byzantine Empire. Capturing it would change everything. Failing in that would destroy everything he had built. Could this young frontier leader defeat an empire that had ruled these lands for centuries? Or would his dream end before it truly began? The answer began in episode 2. So don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode.